Hello, you beautiful people. And James. And welcome back, guys. So today we bring you another new video, and this one is called 9 Most Mysterious Abandoned Objects Discovered, and it's from a channel called American Eye.
Yes,
So that's probably why it's got
Now
that eagle.
This is what I like to watch because you look, Earth is a beautiful and amazing, mysterious place, and it sucks that I'm not going to be able to venture and see everything. But
Yeah.
I'm glad other people did. So let's see this.
For us. Yeah.
Well, I'm ready.
It just makes me mad because they didn't do it enough because there's so much unseen and untouched.
Well,
Get out there and do it.
Well,
Stop being sloppy.
well, most of the stuff has been discovered off camera.
No, it's not.
Off
No, it's not, bro.
camera.
Nope, we don't have the time or the resource to discover everything, bro.
Because isn't it like
It's buried
Well,
Yeah, under
they
the
have,
Sahara Desert,
They
then.
have this new technology called LiNAR.
under the ice.
Have you heard of LiNAR? It's called LiNAR
I
or
heard of
something
it.
like that. They can actually
It's
scan.
sonar.
They scan through the
but
vegetation.
James.
Huh?
But even if they scan it, they don't know what it is, and then they're gonna have to get permission to dig it up, which they're never going to.
Well, they do. This one guy's on. Anyways, yeah, I'm ready.
I'm ready. Actually, James, Elon Musk said you don't need a permission to dig a hole
I'm ready.
because you could dig a hole anywhere. It's just a hole. He said. The government come up to you and say, "What are you doing?" I say, "I'm digging."
Yeah.
There's no rule against it.
But
I'm
that's
just
that's the billionaire's advice.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
allowed to dig a hole.
He
We
has-
can't
he,
dig a
ha-
hole.
he has lawyers. He has lawyers
Yeah.
to take the shovels away from him.
Hey, officer, man, Elon Musk like a dig hole shit.
Motherfucker, Elon Musk said I can. Motherfucker, that's Elon Musk. Of course he can.
Number 9. MS World Discoverer.
Shut up.
The MS World Discoverer was a German-built cruise ship made in 1974.
I got
It
you.
started its life by carting people around on their vacations. It was built to withstand the frigid Arctic and was capable of navigating much of the icy Northwestern Passage. The ship even occasionally went on Antarctic cruises. Captain's distress signal and safely evacuated all the passengers. The ship began to list, so the captain grounded it in Roderick Bay to prevent it from sinking. Insurance inspectors classified the wreck as a loss. Ever since, the World Discoverer has sat, neglected, and slowly sinking, still in Roderick Bay. It's practically laying on its side, currently listing at 46 degrees. It's more or less inevitable that the vessel will eventually be completely lost below the surface of the water. Time, neglect, and the elements have not been kind to the ship. Over the years, several companies have tried to salvage the World Discoverer, but they found that on top of being damaged by Mother Nature, it was ransacked by locals during a violent civil war on the island. Simply
Of course
put,
it was.
there was no saving the doomed ship. The wreck has become a tourist destination, but who knows how long it'll be there. So if you have a nagging itch to see it, you'd better do so before it's too late.
Just
Number
seen
8.
it.
Chicken
Yeah.
Church. Back in the
What's that say?
1990s,
pause it,
a
guys.
man named
Hey, I would like to do this if we ever get to the point that we would be able to. Let's just go travel and see some stuff,
I
right?
already told you that's my life dream is to travel. Like that's what
Yeah.
I want
just
to
go-
do in life.
Just
Travel.
go
Just to go
around.
backpacking, man.
Yeah, just even if it like it's just a couple
Just
months
go.
or something, and then we can just record shit, man, and just
Yes,
make low
yes.
bear videos, man.
Yeah, like GoPro, just us going trying foods and meeting
Yeah.
people.
Because I've
go,
never
like,
I've
to
never
the-
been anywhere, so
Yeah, we could go like Mexico and go to all the Aztec shit, bro, and
That
like you
would
know what
be-
I'm seeing.
That right there would be
That-
easy
that'd
start
be
right there.
That'd be sick, though. Oh, bro, I'd love to do that shit, and then we could
Yeah.
eat real Mexican food.
Okay.
Daniel
Come on,
Alamsha
man.
felt inspired by God to build a prayer house that he had a dream about. Even though he's a
Chicken
devout
church.
Christian, Alamsha envisioned a site that welcomed all religions.
Fair
More
play.
specifically, he wanted the building to be in the shape of a dove and to sit atop a hillside near his home in central Java, Indonesia. The
Wow,
ambitious
that's very
man bought an
specific.
acre of land and got to work. Alamsha's creation ended up looking more like a hen than a dove, earning it the nickname Gareja Ayam.
Oh
or
my
chicken
god, that
church.
is scary.
But he went
Wait,
ahead and opened it to
literally?
the public anyway. Various religions held services on the upper floors, while the lower levels were used for rehabilitating drug addicts and
Bro,
caring
move the
for
building,
disabled
please.
children.
Oh,
The site even
Fair
functioned
play.
as an asylum for the mentally ill. But
What?
philanthropy doesn't pay the bills, and Alamsha eventually went broke. To make matters
Oh.
worse, locals weren't as excited about his humanitarian vision as he was, and they didn't hesitate to let him know. Feeling he had no other choice, Alamja left the bizarre building behind in 2000.
Just dipped.
Since then, time and the elements have taken their toll on the chicken church, and it's currently in a state of decay. But that hasn't stopped stories and pictures from circulating on the internet, drawing curious visitors to the site from near and far. People have even gotten married and had their wedding photos taken there.
I mean,
The chicken church became so popular that some people have helped to make it look a tad less decrepit by covering the walls with vibrant murals and even opening a cafe inside.
What?
Only Mr.
No way.
Alamja himself knows exactly what was going on in his mind when he decided to
eating in a
build this
rotten
strange
building.
structure. But its late blooming popularity means that at least one of his desires was fulfilled.
It's just the
to
ass
see
that's
people
been done.
enjoying the chicken church. Number 7. Boss 400 shipwreck. In 1994, a French crane barge named the Boss 400 ran aground during a storm in Maori Bay off the South African coast. At the time, it was the largest floating crane in Africa, and it was capable of lifting 1,200 tons. But the Boss 400 lacked engines of its own and had to be towed from place to place by a
had
tugboat.
nobody's engines.
The barge was being pulled by an underpowered Russian tug called the Tiger
just a
when it hit the
thicken.
rocks. It was en route to Cape Town from the Republic of Congo and had almost reached its destination when the tow rope broke. The crew radioed for help, and 2 more tugboats radioed to the scene. But the seas were rough, and they failed to
Whoa.
connect any lines to the
that
barge.
wrong turn.
Left with no other choice than to abandon the ship,
GPS.
the crew members were airlifted to safety.
Someone drifted
Several
too
salvage
far.
attempts were made, but in the end,
There's
the
no
Boss
ocean there,
400
How?
was declared
What
a
pause?
full
What?
loss.
Like,
That's a
it must have
stream,
come
my
from.
guy.
Yeah, but it must have come from up north because there's no
He was
way.
trying
It
to take a
could,
shortcut, bro.
no, south. Sorry, it must have come from the south.
There's nothing to
Like-
follow
He was
that
trying
alley.
to. He was trying to turn around. You think we gotta go back?
There's no,
It
there's
looked
no
deeper
water
from
there,
up
my
here.
guy.
Hey,
Well, like, they somehow got it there, bro.
Yeah, I got a question. Hey, this is just
that
just-
looks.
just-
it looks
just-
a bit fake, though, doesn't it?
This is just me wondering something. This is videos called the 9 most mysterious abandoned objects discovered. I don't think nobody
But-
discovered this. Like they know exactly how that boat got
Yeah,
there.
I was gonna say there's nothing mysterious about it.
there's
It's
nothing
explaining everything
Yes,
about
there's
it.
nothing
isn't
mysterious about this video at all.
Hey, it made us click on this video.
Yeah, true. Good
That's
job with the
true.
clickbait, my guy. But I was thinking about was gonna see like
Some crazy
like
stuff.
some kind of ancient alien sculptures or something like something
Yes.
that nobody knows how it got there type
Yes.
stuff.
This video is messing with my emotions. Ain't nothing mysterious about these boats and
Well,
chicken houses.
Hope. I think it should say 9 most weird abandoned objects.
Yes,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
nobody discovered this. This is something that's happened like
Yeah.
less than 20 years ago, my guy.
Yeah,
Some of
Yeah,
them,
I
some
mean,
of them is
hey,
2000.
bro. Look up further in the picture
Uh-huh.
up there on the top left. You can see it getting dark over there. He came from that direction, bro.
Yeah, probably.
Like, no, there's no way, bro.
My only complaint is like I literally thought it was gonna be like weird looking objects that we don't know.
So
where
did
it
I.
came
So
from.
did I. So did I.
This is clearly a ship. We know it came
All
from
right,
somewhere.
hey,
Its owners had
Quite
no
invested
choice
as
but to
well in
leave the
this video
$70
now.
million barge nestled among the boulders where it remains today.
Money.
For now, the crane and part of the vessel are visible above sea level,
Hold
but the
on.
wreck is disintegrating.
Whoa, whoa,
and
whoa,
will
Hold on,
whoa,
eventually-
whoa.
hold on. So that
Pause.
picture was not accurate. That was that.
I said it looked fake.
It
I
did.
said it looked
Good
fake.
job, Bulldog.
Yeah,
we,
yeah.
we didn't need this
wait,
picture here,
he
my guy.
put that there with a big ass arrow for people like you to skim
Bad.
things.
Bad uploader. Bad
He's
uploader.
That and that's the thumbnail. That's why he's done it, because it's the thumbnail.
Jeez. All we asked for was a little bit of accuracy.
We
Don't
just want to
make
see
it
some
hard for
cool
reaction
stuff.
channels.
Confuse us. You know George gets
Hey.
confused easy.
Oh, poor John. We got you, bro. We'll find this guy when we're rich.
That
We'll
was the
beat him
noise
up.
of the valves relieving in my head.
yeah.
I'm operated through steam, right?
disappeared
wasn't that
beneath the
funny, guys.
waves. Number 6.
It
I
was
like
so
UFO
bad. It was
village.
funny.
About an hour's drive outside the Taiwanese capital of
Just
Taipei,
pitch
there's a
like-
mysterious abandoned holiday resort that looks like something from another world.
I like those
Known as the
houses.
Wanli UFO Village or the Sanji Village, the failed
like
housing
Dragon Ball Z.
development was designed by Finnish
looks
architect
like Dragon
Matti
Ball Z, heck
Saarinen
yeah.
during the 1970s and 80s. The plans consisted of 2 types of houses, Futuro dwellings, which resembled flying saucers, and
that's
Venturo
Vegeta's house right
homes,
there.
which were slightly more normal
Go
looking
on.
but still had an extraterrestrial feel. Saarinen designed
Yeah.
these abodes to be part of a futuristic, upscale, and high-tech beachside resort. But for reasons that remain unclear to this day, the project was abandoned during the 1980s.
What?
Some
Oh.
people actually live in these prefabricated otherworldly homes, but most are empty, and
Well,
some parts
some
of the
people
village have
still
been
live there.
demolished according to
Well,
remote
there's
land.
curtains there.
Although
Makes
the
sense.
development never fully
It
came to
started too
fruition,
early,
it's
that's why.
successful in its own
Yeah.
right as a dilapidated tourist
They
destination.
didn't like future
What's
stuff
left of the
back in
settlement
day.
consists of strangely shaped decaying houses and roads with grass growing through the pavement.
Park
The
homes.
homes have rusting metal fixtures, faded
We
paintings
want
on
peace.
the walls, and other telltale signs of decomposition and desertion. Roofs are caved in, windows are shattered, and the walls are crumbling.
All I need is some
For
paint, my
years,
guy.
rumors circulated about developers
Paint and
planning to
duct
fully
tape,
demolish
fucking
the
fine,
site and
mate.
build
They
something
should
more
have built
promising,
them with a
but it hasn't
triangular
happened
shape.
yet.
It would have still
It
been
appears as
standing.
though Taiwan's tourism industry benefits from the decrepit neighborhood that was never lived in, but seems to attract visitors to the island.
That'd
Would
make
you
even
ever
more
stay
if
in a
it was
place like
finished.
this? Let us know in the
I
comments
would.
down
I mean,
below.
the rent's
And if you're
cheap
liking
enough,
this
I mean,
video,
why
be
not?
sure to hit thumbs
Yeah,
up
it's
and
free, I
subscribe
think,
if you
mate.
haven't already. Number 5. Chantilly
Damn,
Car
I'm zooming in
Graveyard.
on that.
There was a spooky car graveyard full of rusting automobiles in southern Belgium. Nestled
shit.
within a small forest near the village of Châtillon, the vehicle supposedly belonged to U.S. soldiers who were
Châtillon.
stationed in the area during World War I, according to one story at least.
Was flying that
When the
plane.
war ended and it was time to return
Crazy,
home,
man.
it would have been extremely expensive for American troops to
I
ship
know
the
this
cars they
story.
had bought overseas back to the States. To spare themselves the cost, the soldiers allegedly drove the vehicles into the woods, parked them neatly in
Left them
rows,
there.
and simply left them behind. If this story is true, it means that nobody ever missed their car enough to go back and get it. Locals are quick to point
They
out that
died in
many
the
of the
war.
vehicles at the
Yeah,
site
right.
were made after
Oi.
World War II, suggesting
Oi,
that perhaps it's just
I've
an
seen
ordinary
I've
junkyard
seen this
in a
stuff in
weird
horror
place.
films, you know,
The
like
cars
this
were removed
area.
from the
I
forest
think
in
they've recorded
2010,
horror
though,
films
so
there.
we'll
Yeah.
probably
Oh,
never
okay.
know the full story behind the strange site, which lives on only in
That-
photographs.
just that
Number
one
4.
blue car.
Lake Reschen Bell Tower. Lake Reschen is a
Oh.
man-made lake in South Tyrol, Italy, near the Austrian and Swiss borders.
That's amazing how
It's
they
famous
make
for
a
14th
lake
century
that big.
steeple
It's
that sticks out of
crazy.
the
Yeah.
water. The lake wasn't
What?
always there, though. Back in 1920, there were plans to create a smaller, shallower body of water as a reservoir for a hydroelectric plant. Then in 1939, the chemical company Montecatini proposed to create a larger lake
Montecatini.
than originally planned by bringing two natural bodies of water together.
I mean, why
This would
not?
require builders to submerge several villages.
Well,
Part
The
time.
project was delayed
Yeah.
several times due to World War II and resistance from locals who didn't want their homes and land to be put underwater. Finally, in
Yeah.
1950, water began to flow into the Vinchgau Valley, drowning 163 homes and 1,290 acres of cultivated land.
Wait,
Before the lake was made, workers demolished the nave of the Church of St. Katerina and removed the bells from its steeple. Founded in 1357, the historic house of worship once stood as a testament to the area's long and rich history. Most of it is no longer there. But for whatever
What?
reason, the bell tower was left in place, and now it's become somewhat of a tourist attraction. Authorities have even drained the lake on a few occasions to perform maintenance on it, ensuring that
on.
the steeple continues to stand, even though the rest of the
So-
town wasn't considered important enough to save.
Yeah,
Even though
that's
there
what
are
I'm
no longer
saying.
any bells in the tower, local legend claims that you can sometimes hear them ringing
Yeah,
during
put a
the winter.
bell in there, my
Number
guy.
3. La Palisse Castle.
wait. Humans are just weird.
We,
Yeah,
hey,
in it, man,
and
in
we-
it.
And we just discovered that bell, according to the title.
La Palisse Castle isn't really a castle, but that's what it's called, and it's kind of what
That's a
it looks
castle.
like
That
too.
is a castle.
Damn
Confused?
castle, bro.
So are we. Located
Oh,
in
yeah.
northern Poland,
If it
the
looks
structure
like a
is actually a
castle-
derelict mansion that
It's
was
a castle,
abandoned
but
before it
I
No,
thought
was
it
it's,
was
finished
a
being
castle.
built.
it's not a castle.
Construction began
Okay, Bulldog. Then what is it?
It's mostly just going to be someone's house. Like there's no walls, there's no moat, there's no defenses.
There's a wall.
Was there a wall?
It's attached to the damn roof.
Yeah.
in 1979 on what was supposed to be a
Shit,
grand
bro.
estate and studio for an artist named Peter Kazimierziak. His dream home was supposed to include
Facts,
a swimming
though,
pool,
you
There's
are right.
walls everywhere, my
and
guy.
12 towers
Yeah,
representing
yeah.
the 12 apostles.
But look how
according to
undefensive
Atlas Obscura.
that is. So easy
But
to take.
Kazimierziak ran out of
Jeez,
money
bro.
while it was being built, and the
can't walk
mansion
through
was
that thing.
partially on land that he didn't exactly have a permit to build on.
poison
The artist
ivy,
had
right?
no choice but
Yo, he was doing the Elon Musk method, bro. He just built it because he wanted to. he, didn't even get permission. I want my
So
house.
you built all this
here.
without even asking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like this lad.
Yeah. It's like, yo, my guy, you ain't supposed to build here. But it's too late. I can move, but this castle's staying, my guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't
seen
care
the
about that
damn
castle.
signs.
Yeah, there was no signs back there, bro. you just automatically supposed to know what land is yours and what land's not.
to abandon the partially finished home. No banks were willing to purchase the site due to its extremely high cost and incomplete state. In 2006, Kazimierzak was ordered to demolish the strange eyesore.
Stupid.
He
Just
couldn't
give it
afford to do
away.
so, and the local council said they would have it knocked down at some point in the near future. However, 15 years later, La Police Castle still stands.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Some
that'd be
sources
so
have said that
expensive to
Kazimierzak
do that.
hasn't given up on his
Exactly. It'll be
vision,
more
and that he's
expensive.
even trying to get permission
Hey,
to resume
hey,
the construction.
pause. Y'all say it's expensive, but with the 1%ers, it will be nothing to them.
Oh, yeah. It'd be like
it would
us
be like a
dollar.
Tuesday.
Yeah, it'd be like us giving $1 to someone.
Tuesday.
I was like, oh, you need 1 billion. Fine. Fuck's sake, there.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yes. But look, if you have the money, the location, it's a beautiful location. Like I would
It is.
soup
and-
that
well,
bad boy up,
If
I
you're
was a
allowed to,
1%er, I
definitely.
would have moved there. I would have definitely moved
make it
there.
into a smart house.
Yes.
Yeah, you could do because all the exterior's there, just the interior is not done, so there's no
Yeah,
wiring done or anything. Yeah,
yeah.
you could literally get that as a.
It'll
There you go,
take-
1%er.
It'll take like
Mhm.
3 years to get it complete, but it'll be yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That'd
maybe
be-
more.
Yeah.
But
Hey, someone's
yeah.
trying. They're trying to get it approved to be to
Yeah,
to
but
you know.
it's not going to be a main house. It's just going to be
A
tourist
hotel or
house, a
something.
rent
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, they
Kazimierzak
got- yeah.
hasn't given up on his vision, and that he's even trying to get permission to resume the construction.
Give it to him.
But for now, the medieval-looking mansion is an empty shell with graffiti all over its walls.
It's all right.
Word has it that it's falling into a state of
I'd
decay
definitely
and
hang
losing
out
its
there.
structural integrity, which of
Of
course
course.
attracts urban explorers who enter the property at their own risk.
Oh, look at that Grim
What
Reaper.
the
That
future
looks
holds
sick.
for La Police Castle is anyone's guess.
How
Number
big
2,
is it? It goes over there.
Bartini
Yeah,
Beriev
yeah.
VVA-14 plane.
I just pause it. Like 50 Cent said, he said the reason why he moved out of Mike Tyson's mansion because you can be scared where you live. He said when you walk out your room and you look down the hallway, you're too scared to go down it. It's time to move.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah. In your own house.
If you feel a certain way, you don't really belong there.
Number
Wait,
2,
bro.
Number 2,
Bartini Beriev VVA-14 plane.
VVA.
During the Cold War, the United States and the Soviet Union competed to outsupply the other with military equipment.
Of course.
This frenzied contest was quite possibly the biggest and most expensive arms race in history.
Yeah.
During this tense time, the Soviet Union made it a priority to prepare for missile strikes from deep in the ocean. To combat these threats, the Soviet Navy developed a strange-looking aircraft called the
What?
Bartini Beriev
That's like
VVA-14
some
Oh,
bomb
I've actually
plane.
heard of this before.
This
they
amphibious
hover
vehicle
above the water.
operated on both the
Yeah.
water and in the air.
Yeah.
Its primary task was to detect American submarines and prevent nuclear missile strikes. The strange-looking aircraft was named after its Italian-born designer, Robert Bartini. It was perched on pontoons and was piloted by a 3-man crew. The plane was capable of vertical takeoff, taking off and landing in the water or on land, and skimming along the water while patrolling for enemy submarines. 2
What?
prototypes were built, but the project was
Oh.
ultimately scrapped. Only 1 prototype
Probably too
survives today.
expensive.
It sits near the Russian
Or
Air
didn't
Force
work.
Museum outside Moscow and is more of an eyesore than a museum exhibit.
Dang.
Looks
The
like a
lonely,
dick.
dilapidated aircraft is missing its wings and serves as a
It's
reminder
because
of the immense
technology
time and
was
money
so
that was
limited, they
spent on
needed to make
failed
it this odd
innovations during the
shape
Cold
for it to
War.
work.
In 2013, a group of aviation enthusiasts
really big as
campaigned to
well.
revive the Bartini Beriev VVA-14 plane, but their efforts were unsuccessful. Number 1. Teufelsberg
Oh.
Spy Station. On the edge of Berlin in the Grunewald Forest, there's a 262-foot, 80-meter hill known as Teufelsberg, or Devil's Hill. It was created with debris from thousands of buildings that were destroyed during World War II. Up to
What?
800 truckloads of rubbish were dumped at the site every day for years.
What?
During the 1950s, the U.S. National Security Agency, NSA, built a station on the hill for spying on communist East Germany. It consisted of large round buildings called radomes, as well as huge
They made
satellite
all that out of
dishes that were
scrap.
used for intercepting and jamming
That
is
correspondences among members of
insane.
the Eastern Bloc.
I don't know if they
American
built it out of
intelligence
scrap.
officials used the facility until the
I swear that's
Berlin
what he
Wall
said.
fell in 1989, signaling the end of the Cold War. After that, the site functioned as an air traffic control center for 10 years. The government sold the property in 1999, but it was never redeveloped.
Don't eat
5
my
large
mother.
decommissioned radar domes remain standing on
That
Devil's
tiger
Hill
looks
today,
sick.
serving as an eerie reminder of Cold War-era tensions and paranoia between nations. Visitors can tour certain parts of the graffiti-covered decrepit facility, but if you're not sold on the idea of visiting an abandoned intelligence base, Teufelsberg is worth a trip for the stunning views it offers of the Berlin skyline.
Yeah.
Documents from Teufelsberg are slated to become declassified next year and will provide the first-ever glimpse into the site's daily activities.
Still be
Thanks so much for
redacted.
watching. Which one of these mysterious abandoned sites would you like to visit the
Egypt.
most?
Egypt.
Let us
None.
know in the
I
comments
want to
below,
go to
and if you
Egypt.
Egypt. Egypt. But I don't want to watch your
That's
video, my guy.
clickbait. That's clickbait. I know that's
Yeah,
clickbait.
yeah.
There's not going to be an image like that, but boy.
Hey, the recent discoveries might be true. That might be worth the watch. But the whole entire like just like
Yeah, abandoned. Yeah, that was.
he shouldn't have
bullshit.
said. He shouldn't have said discovered because they weren't discovered. They were
Yeah.
abandoned.
I know about
Yeah.
all of those, by the way. It's on
Yeah.
Netflix. Every single one of those on Netflix show, a original show.